I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is PsycHacks, Better Living Through Psychology. The topic of today's short talk is how to be physically attractive. More specifically, how to be physically attractive as a man. So this is a follow-up to my episode on Looksmaxxing, which is basically the viral trend for beautification among straight men. Though it can certainly be taken to some silly extremes, and the movement is unfortunately tainted by the personalities of many of its influencers, Looksmaxxing, in essence, is not a bad thing. As I've said repeatedly on this channel, we can all be more attractive than we are. And the more attractive we become, the easier time we have. Like, period. We obviously have an easier time in the sexual marketplace in that we get access to more and better potential mates and dates, but we also have an easier time in general. This is largely due to the halo effect, which tends to ascribe unrelated positive attributes to people we find attractive. More attractive people just have an easier time navigating the world. They're more likely to be hired and to be paid more in the professional marketplace. They're more likely to get away with things and even receive lighter sentences in criminal sentencings relative to their less attractive counterparts. Hell, more attractive babies even receive more attention from their nursing mothers. So the benefits that accrue from being attractive are considerable. So, if being more attractive is a good thing, what's the issue with Looksmaxxing? In so many words, many of the Looksmaxxers are selling straight snake oil. And unfortunately, this is nothing new. Just consider the beautification industry for women, which is centuries old. Women have long been subject to all kinds of false promises and pseudoscience and overnight cures. And the more desperate and deluded they are, the more these dubious marketing strategies find their targets. And as men become more desperate and deluded themselves, the more they will likewise fall prey to comparable efforts. Why? Because the fact of the matter is that becoming more attractive as a man really boils down to just a few things. And these things are either completely free or they cost a very nominal sum. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, what actually moves the needle without breaking your bank. Let's get to it. So, first and foremost, the number one thing, the most important thing you can do to be more physically attractive as a man is to lower your body fat percentage. Men, there's like no excuse for being overweight. In the US, the average BMI is 39%. 39%. 40% is medically obese. That's a huge problem, not just for your attractiveness, but your overall health as well. As far as humanly possible, you want to keep your body fat percentage around 15%. I like this number because it's actually fairly easy to maintain. At 15%, you're not going to be shredded. Like you're going to have some abdominal definition, but you won't have a full-on six-pack. But really, that's good enough. You also won't have to perpetually starve your body in order to maintain your physique. And real talk, this goal is something that most guys can achieve with like 6 months of discipline. So how do you do it? There's no way around it. The only reliable way to lose body fat is to operate under a calorie deficit. That means that you consume fewer calories every day than your baseline metabolic rate. If you don't know what that is, just search for baseline metabolic rate. You'll find a number of calculators that will help you approximate your maintenance level of calories. A sustainable calorie deficit is between 300 and 500 calories less than that number. And there are two easy ways to hit that deficit. The first is either significantly reduce or eliminate entirely your consumption of alcohol, sweets, sodas, processed foods, and empty carbohydrates. Like, frankly, this is something you should do regardless of attractiveness. You don't need that shit. You don't. There is very little, if any, nutrition in any of those foods. And while the first week or two can be difficult, you'll very quickly start to feel a lot better, clearer focus, more energy, and a positive feeling of health as something other than the absence of sickness. The second way to hit your deficit is through intermittent fasting. If you can, skip breakfast and make lunch your biggest meal of the day. Stop eating by 8 p.m. This will give your body around 16 hours to digest your food. And once it's out, it will start to feed on itself, your fat deposits, and also your damaged cells through a process called autophagia. You'll feel hungry for the first week or two, but your body will soon adapt to the new routine. You'll feel less hungry and you'll get full faster, both of which will help your overall goals. Now, none of this will change your situation overnight, but by the end of the month, you should be able to see some progress, and that will definitely help you stay consistent and motivated. Want my advice whenever you need it? Introducing Orion AI, a speech-enabled agent trained on my entire body of work, now at your fingertips. Hey Orion, why aren't I getting the results I want in dating?
Here's where I'd start. Results in dating are a direct readout of your current market position. Not your intentions, not your effort, not how good a person you are, your position.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Orion AI, now available. Go to oriontaraban.ai for more info. The link is in the description. Okay, number 2. The second way to become more physically attractive as a man is to lift weights. This is more important than cardio. A lot of people, myself formerly included, believe that running is the royal road to losing fat. It's not. You actually have to run very long distances very often for that to happen. And not only is that boring and time-consuming, but you might end up kind of scrawny as a result. What's more, the more muscle you have, the higher your baseline metabolic rate, which basically means that you burn more calories just existing when you're more muscular. Now, lifting weights can be intimidating if you've never been to a gym. You probably don't know how to use the machines or to maximize your effort through proper technique. If that's you, as it was for me at one point, then I would recommend hiring a personal trainer. Not forever, maybe for a month or two, so he can show you how to lift without hurting yourself. He can also develop a regimen for you. You'll want a discrete series of exercises that you do consistently every week on rotation. Resist the urge to change things up too quickly. It'll take some time to see the change, but if you do this in conjunction with the recommendations I've already offered, you'll accelerate your progress significantly. Now, if you want to gain muscle, there are 2 other things you have to do. First, you'll need to consume at least 1 gram of protein per pound that you weigh every day. If you weigh 200 pounds, that's 200 grams of protein, 220 pounds, 220 grams of protein, and so on. And second, you'll need to lift in a progressive overload. This basically means that every week you're going to try to lift either more or do more reps than you did the previous week. So you'll need to track this. Lifting more and heavier than you did before is basically the signal your body needs to dedicate more energy and nutrients to the building of muscle. And it's hard to get bigger without that signal. In any case, that's how you do it. There's a little expense with the personal training and the gym membership, but it's totally worth it. In fact, by eating less and cutting back on certain foods, this step should largely pay for itself. All right, number 3, be clean and hygienic. Gentlemen, this one is not very difficult. It only requires a little conscientiousness. It should go without saying, but you should be showering every day. You should smell good, or at least not bad. You should have a good haircut and trim your fingernails and brush your teeth. Either shave regularly or maintain your stubble or beard appropriately. You can also improve your posture, eye contact, and smile, which can be done by retraining yourself through mirror work. Number 4, dress well. And by far the easiest way to do this is to wear clothes that fit you properly. This will be even more important as you improve your physique. The better your body gets, the more you'll want to showcase it in the marketplace. It's also a good idea to strive to be a little more presentable than your milieu. Dressing slightly better than those around you is a very easy way to be perceived as more attractive. You'll also want at least a few stylish outfits. This will cost you some money, but you only need 2 or 3 of these outfits to start. Like, throwing money at your clothes is by far the fastest and easiest way to increase your attractiveness. You can go up 1 point in 1 weekend. Now, if you're not sure what looks good on you, hire a personal shopper for the day or go out with a woman or gay friend that you trust. Once you figure out your look, you'll be able to do this yourself moving forward. So again, this is a worthwhile expense. In particular, you should consider which masculine archetype you most closely approximate? Are you going for the bad boy, or the party guy, or the mysterious romantic, or the dapper gentleman, or the too school for cool hipster? Figure out which archetype you're closest to and lean into it a bit. If you want more information on masculine archetypes, check out my episode, Most Men Are Wallpaper, for a more complete treatment. Remember, it's okay to take some risks. You want to stand out. And finally, the fifth thing you can do to be more physically attractive as a man is to take care of your basic bodily needs. Eat well, sleep well, get adequate sunlight. A little tan can make your face nice and glowy. And above all, reduce your life stressors. I know it's easy to say that, just reduce your life stressors, but nothing ages you faster than stress. In many respects, your body is a plant. It just grows and thrives unconsciously. So it's important to give that plant, your body, what it needs to stay healthy. And that's about all there is to it. If you do these 5 things, reduce your body fat, lift weights, practice good hygiene, dress well, and take care of your basic bodily needs, you will have accomplished like 90% of Looksmaxxing. None of this is new, and all of it is either free or available at negligible expense. It just requires intention, discipline, and patience. In general, it's a good idea to be wary of anything that is too novel or faddish. The fact of the matter is that we humans haven't changed much in the last few years. The tried and true stuff for the human organism has almost always been around for quite some time. So use your common sense. What do you think? Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below. And please send this episode to someone who you think might benefit from its message. I know you know a guy who could benefit from this plan. I mean, help a brother out, because it's word of mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. My list of services is getting longer, so I have to consolidate here. I have a lot of extra value for you elsewhere. I have my free weekly newsletter. I have the opportunity to book paid one-on-one consultations with me. I have my books, my bestseller on relationships, The Value of Others, and my novel about Vincent van Gogh, Starry Night. I have my agent, Orion AI, providing round-the-clock counsel whenever you need it on your phone. And I have my private community, The Captain's Quarters, where I respond to your issues in real time in live group consultations several times a month. The links to everything are in the description below. Check them out if you are so inclined. I guarantee there's a lot of value there that I can't share here on YouTube. As always, I appreciate your support, and thank you for listening.